In a flash, she took hold of America's heart. With her clean-cut, energetic personality and her cute girl-next-door looks, this fireball of talent sang and danced her way to the top of the charts. In the early 1980s, before the onset of pop superstars like Janet Jackson, Mariah Carey, and Whitney Houston, there was Irene. Born Irene T. Escalera on March 18th to Puerto Rican Jasper and Cuban Louise in the Bronx, New York, she was the youngest of 5 children in a very musically inclined family. Nicknamed Carrot because she was born with red hair, she grew up speaking, as she once called it, Spanglish, a mixture of English and Spanish. Irene showed early signs of talent, learning how to play the piano at age 3. She also danced and sang with her family whenever she got the chance. She even recorded her first album at the age of 8 entitled Estas es Irene, totally in Spanish. Jasper and Louise quickly saw the raw talent in young Irene and began enrolling her in dance classes and vocal lessons. They also entered her in talent and beauty contests all over New York City. She won a few and lost a few in the process, an experience that gave her strength and endurance. She auditioned and landed a small part as a post-Civil War orphan in the Broadway production of Maggie Flynn, a sweeping musical drama starring Shirley Jones and Jack Cassidy in 1968, which also starred a young Stephanie Mills, who would later gain much success as Dorothy in the award-winning musical hit The Wiz on Broadway, and Giancarlo Esposito, who would become a very popular character actor. Around that same time, she co-hosted a local children's show entitled The Everything Show on a New York television station. Celebrities in the Big Apple took notice of this pint-sized burst of talent, among them Sammy Davis Jr., Ed Sullivan, and Satchmo himself, Louis Armstrong. She even performed at Carnegie Hall before she was 10 years old. The wheels of success were spinning for this multi-talented New Yorker. Now little Irene was very much in demand.
Miss America contest sings in Spanish. This is Irene Cara. Irene, I see that the number you're going to sing is a South American folk song called Ola, Ola, Ola. What does that mean in English?
Well, Ola means waves. So Ola means waves, waves, waves.
I see. Is that what the song is all about?
Well, after waves, I really don't know, but it's a nice song.
I'm not sure it'll be a nice song. Okay. Irene Cara from the Bronx. Okay, dear.
She caught the attention of the producers of the off-Broadway production of The Me Nobody Knows. She was cast as a spirited preteen going through adolescence. For her work in the musical, she received the coveted Obie Award for Best Young Performer in an off-Broadway production. While touring with the show, she was spotted by the producers of The Electric Company, a PBS syndicated series in the same vein as Sesame Street. The show aired nationally and ran every weekday for several years. Irene was cast as a member of the Short Circus, teaching kids to spell through music. It was hosted by Bill Cosby, Rita Moreno, and a young and little-known actor named Morgan Freeman in the early 1970s.
Who's feeling down? Since my baby left town,
After her brief stint on public television, Irene was approached by the producers of the long-running daytime drama Search for Tomorrow to play a wreck house kid. She also portrayed the preteen Daisy Allen on another daytime serial, Love of Life, in the 1972-73 season, and that led to a guest spot as a teenage drug-addicted prostitute in the then very popular detective drama Kojak, starring Telly Savalas.
Now look what I found. 3 months of cold turkey if I pull you in.
Okay, what you want?
Your pimp's a pusher. Where does he get the stuff?
You make it look good. Does he believe it?
Yeah, he believes it.
Okay, so, he's got a lot of money on him. He's waiting. Just set up the deal.
Who with?
I don't know. Somebody's making a lot of promises on the street.
Come on.
Last time, the guy drove a maintenance truck. When he comes by in that thing, nobody notices. Things, don't leave me out here.
Try running that way. They'll never catch you with those alligator boots.
Hey, wait a minute. Come on, sit down.
I just want to get in. Look at me. I begged you. I was a pig.
Hey, wait a minute. Come here.
She then landed a bit part in the New York underground cult film Apple Pie, starring Veronica Hamill, the future star of NBC's Hill Street Blues. She continued performing on and off Broadway in various productions for the next few years. Around this time, independent producer-director Gordon Parks Jr. was looking for a fresh-faced young Latino actress to star in an updated urban version of Romeo and Juliet. The Columbia Pictures film was entitled Aaron Loves Angela, the story of a black boy in love with a Puerto Rican girl. Irene landed the part of the tragic Angela, and Kevin Hooks of the 1972 sleeper Sounder, starring Cicely Tyson and Paul Winfield, was cast as Aaron with critical success.
What are you doing here?
Who's the dude?
Friend?
A boyfriend, huh?
It's my business.
I saw you with him this afternoon.
Are you spying on me, Aaron?
No, I got better things to do. Now, come on.
I can't leave.
Why not?
Because I'm with Ricardo.
And you'd rather be with him instead of me.
I didn't say that.
Then what?
I need to stayed a long time ago, Aaron, really. Before I knew you.
Come on.
I can't. Stop drinking.
I'm gonna give you one more chance.
No.
The music was scored by Latin artist Jose Feliciano, which added to its popularity. The independent film received rave reviews and made the entertainment industry take notice of its two young stars. Hooks later found success in television as a part of the cast of The White Shadow starring Ken Howard in the late 1970s and has directed several successful television shows and major motion pictures such as Strictly Business starring Halle Berry and Tommy Davidson. But it was Irene whose star was on the rise.
Do it, Irene.
I've got a song, I ain't got no melody. I'm gonna sing it to my brain. I've got a song, I ain't got no melody. Yeah, I'm gonna sing it to my brain. So will it go round in circles? Yeah, and will it fly like a bird up in the sky? Or will it go round in circles? Yeah, and will it fly like a bird up in the sky?
Late in 1975, during the height of the blaxploitation film era, Warner Brothers Pictures wanted to get in on the action and cash in at the box office. They recruited writers and producers to create a story whom some thought was loosely based on the Supremes, about an all-girl singing group and their struggle to reach fame, overcoming difficult obstacles. It would simply be called Sparkle, the story of three sisters from Harlem whose raw talent brought them fame and fortune. The film starred relatively unknown actors in key roles, such as Philip Michael Thomas, later of Miami Vice fame, and the beautiful Tony Award-winning actress Lynette McKee of Broadway Showboat fame. Irene was cast as the younger sister, Sparkle. Released in the summer of 1976, Sparkle lit up the screen in urban theaters across the country, and young black moviegoers closely identified with each and every character.
What happened to sister, not to you. You got your whole life. I want you to sing. Don't bury yourself with your sister.
Get out! Nobody ever understood sister except me. Don't you ever use her name again.
Oh, listen.
Get out of here! Get out!
Some theaters in major cities began to run matinees and late-night showings on a daily basis throughout the rest of the year, giving the film a strong following and elevating it to cult status. The musical director of the film was none other than the legendary composer of Motown fame, Mr. Curtis Mayfield, who quickly saw the opportunity to keep the hype going with the release of a soundtrack in which the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, recorded songs from and inspired by the film. The album received admirable success, but studies showed fans wanted to hear the original cast singing the song.